This is the tragic story of Rico Pentz, a dedicated wildlife rescuer whose life ended in a heartbreaking and unexpected manner. Rico was known for his unwavering commitment to animal protection and his courageous efforts to save wildlife. However, his dedication to his job became a nightmare when he was fatally bitten during a routine rescue operation. Rico Pentz was a well-known wildlife rescuer from Helderberg, South Africa. At 39 years old, he embodied passion and dedication. As the founder of Helderberg Wildlife Rescue and a committed anti-animal cruelty activist, he devoted his life to protecting the innocent creatures that roamed the land. His courage knew no limits, especially when it came to rescuing animals, whether they were snakes, domestic pets, wild animals, or farm creatures. He fought hard for their well-being, and his passion for the job was undeniable. Rico regularly shared his experience on the Helderberg Wildlife Rescue organization's Facebook page about the stories of his rescue missions, giving his advice about how to treat animals and educating people on the importance of respecting wildlife. Many admired him for his bravery, especially when it came to handling snakes, which are often feared or misunderstood. But when it came to snakes, Rico had a special connection. Like many wildlife protectors, vet technicians, or snake catchers, he had his fair share of run-ins with venomous snakes. Rico Pentz had previously faced the dangers of his work head-on, having been bitten twice by venomous snakes. One significant encounter occurred in 2018 when he was bitten by a puff adder. The bite required extensive medical treatment and a skin graft on his arm. A year ago, he had posted for videos showcasing a snake tattoo he commissioned to cover the large scar from the previous incident. The tattoo symbolized his resilience and continued dedication to his work despite the risk. In 2022, Rico was once again reminded of just how dangerous his work could be. He was called to a routine snake rescue outside his usual area, but being the dedicated rescuer he was, he didn't hesitate to respond. During the rescue, a venomous snake bit him, injecting its venom into his arm. His arm swelled quickly and he was rushed to the hospital, where doctors treated him with anti-venom and provided the care he needed to survive the encounter. Despite the danger, Rico always remained fearless in the face of his work, driven by his passion to protect these creatures. On January 17, 2024, tragedy struck during what was supposed to be a normal day for Rico. He was doing something he had done countless times before, feeding his pet Cape Cobra. This snake, like many others in his care, was a creature Rico deeply respected and understood. But on that day, something went wrong. As Rico reached into the enclosure, the Cape Cobra, one of Africa's deadliest snakes, struck without warning. Its sharp fangs pierced his skin, injecting venom. In that split second, Rico felt more stunned than hurt. This was a snake he had cared for deeply, one he had grown to love, and yet it had turned on him. The Cape Cobra roams the varied landscapes of southern Africa, particularly in regions like Western Cape, Northern Cape, Eastern Cape, Free State, and Northwest Province. It's a daytime hunter, often found in burrows, termite mounds, and rocky crevices. Though it usually stays on the ground, it can also climb trees and shrubs while searching for food. Its highly toxic venom and tendency to wander into human areas give the Cape Cobra a fearsome reputation. When threatened, it raises its head and flares its neck into a hood, hissing as a warning. Though shy and likely to avoid confrontation, the snake will bite if provoked, and immediate medical care is required. Its preference is to flee rather than fight unless cornered. Rico knew what was coming. The venom worked fast, causing his arm to swell at an alarming rate. Realizing the severity of the situation, doctors quickly administered anti-venom, hoping to save his life. Despite receiving treatment right away, the venom was strong, and his condition began to worsen. Word of the incident spread quickly through the community. Friends, family, and fellow animal lovers held their breath, hoping Rico would pull through. He had survived a venomous snake bite before, but this time things were different. His body wasn't responding to the anti-venom. The doctors did everything they could, but the venom was relentless. Rico was quickly transferred to the Vergelegen Clinic for more specialized care. The news of his condition spread rapidly, sending shockwaves through his close-knit community. At the clinic, Rico, a devoted husband and father of 3, received continuous treatment, clinging to hope with each passing hour. Despite receiving extensive medical care, the venom's grip was relentless, tightening with every moment. Around 50% of people bitten by venomous snakes who do not receive treatment die, often from respiratory failure due to paralysis. Given the severity of his condition, many hoped Rico would pull through, especially with the care he was receiving. But death had other plans. Unbeknownst to everyone, Rico's body was not responding to the antivenom as expected. According to his mother, his body might have had an immune reaction to the antivenom, possibly because only 20 months had passed since his previous encounter with a puff adder. Snake venom specialists were perplexed, referring to his case as a special case, unable to understand why the antivenom wasn't working. As days turned into nights, Rico's loved ones kept a vigil by his bedside. Their hearts were heavy with fear, yet they were fueled by love and hope. They whispered words of encouragement, praying for a miracle to save them from the darkness looming over them. But miracles are rare. Despite their best efforts and the medical team's relentless work, Rico's condition worsened. Friend George Kruger described Rico Pentz as a dedicated animal lover and an extraordinary soul. He said, "The world mourns the loss of someone who always went the extra mile, leaving behind a void that echoes with the gratitude of rescued animals and the hearts of friends." In response to this devastating loss, friends of Pence have set up a Backup Buddy page to raise funds to cover his medical and funeral costs. This initiative reflects the deep impact Rico had on those around him and the enduring appreciation for his tireless work in animal rescue. The loss was profound for everyone who knew and loved him. It was also a massive blow to the animal rescue community. Rico was a pioneer, a passionate advocate, and a controversial figure who dedicated his life to the welfare of animals. From rescuing puff adders to educating others about conservation, he was a tireless advocate for nature, a voice for those who cannot speak for themselves. Thank you for watching. If you want to know more shocking animal attacks, simply click on the next video. Don't miss out. Hit the subscribe button for more terrifying stories. Until next time, stay safe.